Welcome to Bus Driver Life. I'm a bus driver. I've been driving buses for 18 years now, school buses and transit buses. In this video, I would like to talk about annoying blind spots that bus drivers deal with. There are a lot of people that ride the bus and that don't ride the bus that feel that they can easily do our jobs. They can sit in the seat and do it without breaking a sweat. There's a lot of people that say, man, driving a bus is not even real work. You're not lifting anything. I can't tell you how many times, I really can't, how many times a person has boarded the bus and told me how I should do my job and they've never done the job. To be fair, a couple of people did have some pretty good suggestions. I do think that transit systems should listen to what the passengers have to say because they should tell about their experience from their perspective. But as far as specifically telling me, a bus driver, how I should be doing things, that can come across as kind of rude sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't lying. So let me tell you about a couple of things that I deal with when I'm operating a transit bus. Today's transit bus is a Gillig BRT Plus. It is a relatively new bus. This is a 2015 model. So I'm going to show you some of the spaces that give us problems when we're operating a bus as far as what we can and can't see. We do deal with it. We are trained to deal with it. The bus is built to specifications and guidelines. So this is not saying the bus is built wrong or anything. Just showing the general public some of the things that we see from the driver's seat. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm not actually sitting in the driver's seat. I'm standing right next to it, but this is pretty much a good view of what we see from the driver's seat. And we have to see all around us, even over here by the doors, which I'm going to talk about that later on in the video. Something very annoying that passengers do. Anyway, blind spots, check it out. So it looks like we can see pretty good, huh? We can. But let's talk about a couple of critical areas that give us a little bit of trouble, and we have to do certain things so that we can still operate the bus safely. Check it out. Look at this area right here. Look at this. This whole panel right here. Did you see how that car just almost completely disappeared behind that? That was perfect timing. Yes. Here's something else I want to show you. This covers up a lot. Let's look, and even the mirror right there, you see the mirror? That covers up a lot. So this whole area, we can't see past that. Let's look over here. Do you see that meter right there? Let's walk out to the meter. Let's go. So we walked all the way up to that meter. You can see it, the meter. Now, if you just go right here, I cannot see that meter anymore. Even right here, I still cannot see it. This whole section is blocking that. So that could easily be a person. Okay, so check this out right here. This whole area right here, that takes up a lot of space too. That blocks our view as well. Like, look at this street light pole right there. You see the street light pole? Come over just a little bit. This pillar on the bus is blocking that entire pole. Well, except for the part up there. But if you move over right here, you can't even see it. It's blocked. Here comes another car. Watch. See this? That whole truck that just passed down there. That whole truck disappeared behind here. Okay, now this is the right side of the bus, the right side. And as you can see, we have similar situation over here. Let's go up a little closer. You have this pillar that can block our vision, and this whole section right here from here to here. We can't see. If anybody or anything is behind there, we cannot see it. You ain't lying. And even looking at the doors here, see the door? We have windows there, and they're extremely helpful, but we still have obstructions from here to here. All of this, we can't see anything that will be behind here. We can see out the windows here, but this part here, we cannot see. Also, if you're sitting in the driver's seat and you want to look over your shoulder, a lot of this has glare on it. So you're actually seeing that. So I can't even see through here if I want to look over my shoulder to my right. So this is blocking us as well. And these areas on the right, as well as the left, they are extremely critical when we are driving through crowded areas. I mean, it's critical at all times, but especially when we're making turns on narrow streets and there's lots of pedestrian traffic as well as vehicle traffic. we have to be very cautious and make all of our turns very slow because a person can disappear behind these obstructions. And these are things that are probably necessary because you don't want to compromise the integrity of the structure of the bus. So I do understand that. I know I'm just a bus driver and this is considered a low-skilled job by the BBC. Check out this video right here, this short clip, check it out.
People in lower skilled jobs such as security guards, care workers and bus drivers.
So how do we avoid those visual obstructions while operating a bus? It's quite simple. We rock and roll. No, seriously, we rock and roll, meaning we move our bodies around the obstructions. We move our eyes. Whatever we have to do physically to get around whatever's blocking our vision, we do that. And every bus company I've worked for, whether it's school bus or transit, they've all taught the same thing. So I think pretty much overall, in general, across the board, that's what they teach bus drivers. So I've always received adequate training with how to deal with that. But I think a lot of people that do not drive buses, a lot of people that catch the bus or just see buses, they're not aware of that. So I'm glad that I can bring that to your attention a little bit. It is something that can be very challenging, especially when you are a new bus driver. So anybody out there looking into getting into bus driving, this is just one of those small nuances that you will be presented with on your journey. So here's another thing that I want to talk about. The front door. See those windows? We use those windows, the windows that are part of the front door there, we use those. You want to know what passengers like to do sometimes? Not a lot of passengers, but some. So said passenger will request a stop, and as I'm still driving, have not gotten to the stop yet. We are approaching the stop, but I'm still moving. People will get up out of their seat and they will walk all the way up to the front, all the way to the door, and stand in front of the door like this. Here's the thing, people. You're not actually supposed to be standing at that door, the front door, while the bus is moving. Let me show you what your boundary is while the bus is moving. Do you see that white line right there? That white line? This is pretty close to the front of the bus, you see? So let me walk back some. So if you're walking towards the front of the bus, once you get to this white line right here, don't go past it. This is the boundary. This is the safety zone. Once you stand up in this area, it makes you much more vulnerable to injuries in case the bus has to make a hard stop. See the brake pedal right there? Sometimes we have to use that to make hard stops because cars or pedestrians, they may jump in front of the bus because most people don't respect buses. They just think they can always get around it no matter what. So you'll be a lot more safe behind the white line. So there's no reason for you to walk all the way up to the door. It's not gonna make the bus stop any quicker. It's not gonna make us get to your bus stop any quicker. You ain't lying. You see the windows on the doors here? We use all of this. We need to see out of all of this, especially when we are approaching bus stops. A lot of times, especially the bottom portion of the windows, we are using that to see the curb. There's no curb here where I'm parked at currently, but generally there is. And we like to see that. That helps us to calculate and measure where and when we need to stop. So if a person is standing their entire body in front of this door as we're pulling into a stop, you are creating one of the worst blind spots or visual obstructions there could be. Probably not the worst, but it's pretty bad. So just don't do it because it's totally unnecessary. Look at my hand. My hand is trying to tell you that what I'm saying is true because it's moving as I am talking. Don't block that. Look at this right here. We even have this sticker on the bus letting you know that passengers are not permitted to stand forward of white line while bus is in motion. So there you have it. That's one of the things that bus drivers deal with while we're driving a bus, but we make it look easy because bus drivers are amazing and awesome. So you should definitely thank a bus driver next time you see them. And you know, it's not often that anybody asks bus drivers like, how do we feel about anything? They don't ask our perspective on how buses are manufactured and designed. We don't get any input on that. We just pretty much have to work with whatever we get. We're not a part of the conversation normally. In in most cases. There are some exceptions to the rule, as I always say, and there have been times that bus drivers have been asked their opinion, but it's very rare. Most bus drivers you talk to have never been asked, hey, what do you think of the design of this bus? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? What are some things that you think we can do to make it safer for you as you transport the passengers, since you are the one who's actually operating these vehicles? We're typically not part of that discussion. It's fine though, that's just how it is. Besides, I guess they shouldn't start asking us anything now because self-driving buses, autonomous. I can't even say the word right. That's why they don't ask us anything, because I can't even say that word correctly. No, but seriously, self-driving buses are on the horizon. They are progressing with that very quickly. I just heard that there is a couple of cities in the United States that will be testing them in actual revenue service within the next year. Anyway, if a computer is driving a bus, who cares what humans think? We're gonna be out of there pretty soon. Anyway, thank you for watching Bus Driver Life. While there are still humans operating buses, I will make videos about the life of a bus driver while that is still a thing.
Listen to me very carefully.